Good morning, everyone. Welcome to TX Control webinar. I kindly ask you if you can mute your microphone so that we can start. Thank you again for participating. Today is our first webinar from 22HBG. I introduce what is TX Control for those who are new. So TX Control is the innovative solution for the remote monitoring and control. And it's a cloud-based or on-premise platform to monitor and control from remote all the devices at your transmission sites, so you can optimize maintenance cost and your network's performance through TX Control. Well, actually, we won the NAB Show as the product of the year in 2023, and these are the topics that we're going to discuss in today's webinar. So Renzo will make a general overview, then we will switch to user and role management, device management and monitoring, dashboard and historical analysis, and then last but not least, there will be a Q&A session if you have some question actually to ask Renzo or Eme. I briefly introduce you Renzo. Renzo is our CTO and will introduce and have the speech on TX Control. And then Eme is our sales representative that will support and help Renzo during the presentation. I hope you'll enjoy.
Okay, thank you, Francesca, for the presentations, and welcome and thank you all for joining the first webinar of TX Control product. But start with what is TX Control. TX Control is a cloud-based software as a service platform that allow you to remotely control your radio or TV transmitters. And since the last versions, you can control any IoT devices, optimizing maintenance costs and improving your network performance. But start presenting a real instance that is running on one of our partners, that is CTO. And the first thing that we see is the device map screen. So Francesca, confirm me that you are seeing my screen. Okay, perfect. So the first thing that we see is the device map screen. And here you can view all the devices with their current status immediately visible, thanks to the automatically assigned pin colors, because for every kind of status of the device, you will see a different colors that means the current status of the device. So there you can see the different colors, the red one, yellow one, green one, blue one, and the icon for the maintenance mode. On the right, we have a list showing all devices that we are seeing right now in this part of maps, and along with all the details about any open events at the moment. One of the key aspects of TX Control is the ability to configure by yourself device brands and models. And by default, TX Control comes preloaded with major brands and models, but you can clone, modify, or add custom models if needed. For each model and related variables, you can customize attributes such as the IDs, conversion factors, and the most important thing is the thresholds management that handle automatic alarms triggering process. You can also configure all the commands that you want to send all the devices that are associated to this specific model. And but go in a device detail. Within the device detail, the first thing that you see is the real-time dashboard that shows to you the real-time trends of all monitored variables, with the option to select different time periods from this select box. Or if you prefer, you can zoom in a specific time period in order to verticalize all the variables that are available for the device. The variable section is one of the most important sections in the TX Control service, because from this tab, you can customize each variable for this specific device. So before we have seen that you can customize variables and commands for a generic model, but as a second layer, you can customize specific variables and behaviors for this device, and you can activate from the variable detail. So let me check for one variable with a threshold. Okay, this one. You can activate automatic thresholds for event management. In this case, we have a threshold that is measuring the forward power. And when the forward power is lower than the 15%, create automatically an event priority. And before to create the event, the system waits 60 seconds in order to avoid, let me say, fake alarms. And you can enable or disable the thresholds, and obviously you can create more than one. You can also integrate a custom message that will be sent to all the users that are associated to the device, and the message will be delivered via push notifications, emails, or every communication protocol that you can enable on TX Control. When you have configured your variables and thresholds, you have to configure also the user associations. Let me go to the user tab. In this tab, you can associate all the users who will be notified in case of alarms, depending on the assigned priority level, because you can select different priority level from this box, and different communication protocol in order to manage in a very deep way all the notification process for all the users that are associated to this specific device. Also, we have the command tab. From the command tab, you can send commands directly to the device, and you can see in real time the response. Let me send an info command, for example, and immediately the system sends a command to the device, and you can see in real time the reply with all the variables that are exposed from this specific device. The info section contains all essential information about the monitor device, and from this tab you can configure all the anographic informations such as the name, serial number, device code. You can also integrate external links because you maybe want to access directly the web page of the device, and so you can integrate in this section external links or notes in order to share information about all the technicians that are managing the device. Obviously, you have to insert the communication information, and you can test immediately if the device is responding, and it's a sort of ping in order to see the health of the communication between the service and the device. And also, you can insert information about location. This is useful when you want to see immediately on the first section that we have seen, so the map, the current status in a geolocation mode. And obviously, you have to insert the device informations. For example, you have to insert the device type, and you can choose from different device type. You can choose from transmitter, router, satellite receiver, terrestrial receiver, multiplexer, and so on, because we have said that you can integrate generic IoT device. The only thing that TX Control need is the communication between the service, the TX Control service, and the device. So we can communicate with SNMP protocol, IP protocol, MQTT, LoRaWAN. But if you need other protocols, or if you have your custom protocol, we can extend the platform in order to manage also this requirement. Another important thing is the real-time dashboards. So TX Control offers several real-time dashboards by default. One is this one, and for each model that is integrated in TX Control, we develop custom dashboards, and we choose the most important variables that you have to see in order to check the current status and if the device is working properly. And so we have the real-time dashboards for every kind of devices, and we also offer high-level dashboards, and these dashboards can be customized with your needs. In this case, this customer has requested us a sitemap in order to see in a single dashboard all the devices grouped by the transmission side, and we have chosen the most important variables for each typology of device. So with one single dashboard, you can check immediately the current status of all your network, not only the single device, but the entire network. And let me go in another section that is very important for managing your network, that is the system, and so the network configuration, because from this section that is called network, you can manage network groups and also users, because you can create your internal networks for the separate management of groups and specific devices, because this enables you to assign control over devices to different users or administrators, if you want, in a diversified manner, because you can create different networks. For each network, you can create different groups, and groups is a sort of subset of devices. So it's useful if you want to send a single command to a group of devices, because you can also configure planned commands that are sort of schedules. And from the planned commands, from this section, you can schedule commands for groups or individual devices. You can select groups, or you can also select individual devices. And you can select also the desired command that you want to send to the group or the specific device. You can enable or disable the scheduled commands. You can choose if you want to receive notifications every time that the command has been sent to the groups or the single device. And you can also select the frequency. So, for example, you can say, I want to send power on or power off command to a group of devices every day at, I don't know, 10 o'clock. So when you save, and also you can select a time period for the validity of the schedule. And when you save, the system starts send in a scheduled way the commands that you have configured. So you can set a sort of rule to power on or power off group or single devices. You can change frequencies. You can send an info command in order to check that everything is working fine. So you can use the schedule command in very different ways. And another section is the event history. So from this section, you can see all the events that are being opened from TIX control in the history, and you can filter all the events by searching by a specific variable, or you can filter by brands, model, specific network, specific group. You can also filter only the events that are being opened because the value, the measured value in this time is bigger than the threshold, is smaller, and so on. And from the list, you can see the device, the target device, a description of the event. In this case, we have a custom message, as we have seen before, or the system can generate for you a short message that describe the event or the alarm. And obviously, you can see the start date and the end date. Every time TIX control open or close an event, an email or a notification will be delivered to all the users in order to say to you, okay, now we have a new event. And when the event maybe automatically will be closed, you will receive another email that informs you that the event has been closed automatically. Okay, what's new? What's new since the last version? The last service that we have released is the Genius tab. And at ABC in Amsterdam next weekend, we'll present the new TIX Control Genius service. that use artificial intelligence, AI, to analyze real-time data from devices and can generate for you automatically high-level reports highlighting negative trends, potential improvements, and optimizations that you can perform on your network. In my opinion, this feature is very useful for quick consultation, and the analysis algorithm can be customized based on your specific needs. So if you need to monitor with the AI a specific behavior or trends, or if you want to know deeply your cost-effective performance, we can improve for you the AI algorithm in order to create for you dashboards that can be opened and maybe sent automatically every month, every day to specific users in order to have an high-level report. And in this case, you don't have to go device per device in order to check all the current variables or if you have problems. So AI can do this for you. And well, you can see data about the instance optimization. So the system is telling to you that if you want to use at 100% TX control service, you have to configure your mail server, you have to set at least one thresholds on all devices, and say to you also how many devices you have, devices with active events and maintenance mode and so on. But as we have said before, we can customize for you this kind of dashboards in order to have an instant report over your network. Or if you have multiple networks, we can create custom dashboards in order to aggregate all the data and so on. Another thing that I want to present to you is the new TX Controller Research Lab. And with the Research Lab, we are working on a machine learning model that analyze operational data from any IoT devices and apply predictive maintenance and energy optimization algorithms. And we have searched on the market, and this is the first project in the broadcasting world that follows the open source philosophy. And it will be scalable and integrable into other digital ecosystem, because every manufacturer, every developer can download the open source model and customize on your needs. And we hope that this project can become the most important project in broadcast market for the predictive maintenance and data analyzing process in the digital market. Let me say something about the installation of TX Control, because by default, the system, the TX Control service, is available on AWS infrastructure as a software as a service, fully managed accordingly to all cybersecurity policies and processes optimizations guidelines that Amazon provide. Or alternatively, you can request on-premise installations on your proprietary server. So we have configurations with 1+1 structure. We can integrate a NAS. We can integrate the custom algorithms to create a sort of backup of measures if you need. And thanks to its microservices architecture, TX Control not require high computing power, and it makes the service cost effective and can run on low impact service. So you don't need super servers or a machine with, I don't know, gigabyte and gigabyte of RAMs, but you need a very low impact server in order to install TX Control. We can provide also communication under VPN. We can provide communication with hybrid network configuration, so we can work both with VPN and public IPs or DNS. And so I think that this is a brief overview of TX Control. So obviously we can talk hours and hours more, But in order to give you a high-level overview of TX control, I think that are the most important services and the configurations that you need to know. And I hope the presentation was interesting and that you have discovered the new feature of TX control, because I've seen that there are a lot of partners and sellers and customers. And I look forward to receive your feedback, because we need feedback from our customer and our partner, because we want to improve day by day the software and the service in order to become one of the most important software for monitoring and control remotely of the devices. And in the last weeks and the last months, we are working hard on integrating AI and artificial intelligence and machine learning in order to help network manager and technicians to prevent issues and know how to improve cost-effective installations and save energy equals money. And so thank you, Francesca. I finished the presentation.
For your presentation. So if there are any questions, we are available actually to answer. So please, if you can turn on your microphone and ask, or otherwise I ask you to mute the microphone so that we can let the other participant the possibility to intervene.
Yes, hello all, and thank you for the nice presentation. I was curious, this system, what would you say are the compliant equipments? Because I noted you talk of even routers and such things. So, okay, we are in a transmitting station. We have transmitters, radio, and TV. We have, of course, routers around and switches. So I was curious, what the scope of the equipment that we have of a system can handle. How would I know that my equipment can be put on the same?
You're welcome, Sammy. So there is a little part that we would like to clarify. TX control is a monitoring system that is based on the SNMP protocol. So if you have a system that implements that protocol, it could be integrated in TX control. Okay. Every month, we are adding other devices that belong to other constructors or other brands. So if you go in the website, txcontrol.com, you will see the list of all the brands that are already integrated in TX control. But if you want to have a custom driver, if you have the MIB files, we can develop the driver for you. Or if you have a MIB reader, you can do it by yourself, as Renzo is doing actually.
Yeah, I understand. I hear you had. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
So the system is an open system, meaning you can do it by yourself, or if you prefer, 22 can do it for you. So there is no problem as you are implementing the SNMP protocol. Any other question?
Yes. Can I ask my question? Yes, please. Okay. First of all, it's really nice to hear a lot about what Renzo said about the TX control. I've been discussing this issue with my friend in Netherlands about that, but now I get a lot of details from you guys. Thank you very much for this session. But I have only one question, as we are already working in field as technicians. The problem is that sometimes you don't have access to the web interface. And I remember, like, years and years ago, there was an application for controlling errors transmitters or even any any device. But is there any possibility that the TX control can be integrated as an application for smartphones to make it much easier to get alarms by push notification? Because most of our time we are like doing our support for more than one station, and we are following up with more than 40 transmitters. So doing an application with test control maybe will help so much to make things faster.
Yes, you're right. And I would like to actually, TX control is also available on the mobile version. You have the iOS and Android version that is available already. So if you prefer to use it with your mobile phone, you can use it with your mobile phone without problem. And you can directly control your transmitters or other devices that are controllable via IP. So it's already integrated in the system. It's a module you should add on your contract. But for you, we will give it for free to you.
Thank you very much for that, by the way, because I'm already planning to go for the TX control. And I was even discussing this issue about how to transfer all those notifications once there is no internet connection, if we can get an SMS notification. But I think we can find the solution by using the SNMP service to transfer it as SMS text message in order to make it upgraded system. Once you are abroad, you don't have internet connection for any reason. Thank you very much for the application, by the way. So it's not like we are moving on with the TX control very soon. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Here is a QR code if you want to scan and have more information about TX control. And I want also to remember you that we will be at IBC in Amsterdam. So if you want to meet us, for example, this is the number of our booth. In any case, you will receive an email asking you for your reward if you can please give us a reward about the presentation, about TX control in general. And for any further question, you have all the email address and our contacts, so you can contact us in every moment.